So I'm doing my makeup right now because I'm getting ready to record a video for Eels. And I'm watching Just Right, okay? Never seen this movie before in my life. I barely know what it's about. I just I know that Queen Latifah is in it and Common. I was going to say most Common is in it. Anyway, I'm at the part where the basketball player, played by Common, proposes to Paula Patton's character. And before the movie even continues, I just want to say that this should be where it ends. This should be where this movie ends. If this movie is longer than this, I can tell it's going real bad. Like I already know that I'm not gonna like it, and it looks like we have another hour and 10 minutes on this movie. I like I already know I'm about to be pissed off. I'm about to be so mad at this movie. Okay, let's talk about all the problems with this movie. First of all, who in the world is trying to friend zone Queen Latifah? Who? Who on this planet? That being the premise of this movie, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. I'm not. I get that she is not the traditionally thin, you know what I mean? I can see a basketball player type not, you know what I mean, being interested in a Queen Latifah, but like in the real world in New Jersey, come on. Come on. Okay? So that's we have a problem with the foundation of this movie. If that woman was interested in heterosexual men, she would be booed up. And that's the thing that kind of cracks me up about this movie is that like the gusto with which she is going on dates, like she is really trying to get a man for real, as if men aren't easy. What planet do we live on where men aren't easy? You know what I mean? So anyway, Queen Latifah in this movie with her amazing hair and her perfect makeup and her nice outfit, like she can't find somebody, right? And she is a Nets fan, so she meets Common. And here's the thing with Common. I feel like Common, sometimes he's a good actor in movies and sometimes he's like terrible. And this was not one of his good movies. Like in this scene, this is when he runs into Paula Patton's character. And look at his face. This is his, ooh, I want you face. Like, I'm stunned. And he looks disgusted. My nigga looks like he is going to haul off and punch somebody in the face. Like, he does not look happy. One thing that I think is interesting with this movie, this so Pam Grier is in this movie as Queen Latifah's mom, and so I wasn't really feeling her character like that because she would just kind of brush Queen Latifah off like, oh, you're never gonna find a man wearing those outfits or whatever. And I mean, I could kind of see what they were going for, but Queen Latifah is in a like I was having a hard time understanding this whole, oh well, we can see why men don't want to be with you, you know, in a romantic way. It's just look at how you dress, like you're more of a friend type. I wasn't buying it. I was having a hard time with that. But like Pam Grier's character was just not helping because she was just being very judgmental, and I don't know, I didn't like that. And so in this scene she gives Queen Latifah, or no, she was about to, I think maybe she was going to give Queen Latifah some earrings, but she gives them to Paula Patton's character, and she's like, "This is how I met, you know, Queen Latifah's dad, and you know, if you want to find a man, wear these earrings," type deal. And she just automatically does not give them to Queen Latifah, which I thought was just weird and rude. Because she's like, "Oh, you're not into this kind of thing or whatever." So she gives the earrings to Paula Patton. I thought these earrings were going to be magical. I thought the earrings help you get whoever you want. Like I thought that was going to be what the payoff was for the earrings, but that wasn't even, there was no payoff with the earrings. The earrings do not make another appearance after that. And then Paula Patton just walks into the room, and Common is just like this. Like his face is, he's stunned. Oh my goodness. And the way that you see how shallow this man is, even though they're trying to attempt to show how deep he is, because he's on the conversation like, I'm just trying to, you know, sign autographs for the kids, talk to the kids, how can I get to the kids? So he's very much into helping, you know, the kids and giving back to the community, that kind of thing. But as soon as he sees Paula Patton, he's trying to take her to dinner, and he's, you know, immediately attracted to her. And there's nothing wrong with being attracted to somebody, you know, physically, but like this woman is supposed to be a gold digger, you know what I mean? So she does not really care about his personality. As long as he's a basketball player, she's going to be whatever she needs to be. And so Paula Patton and Common get together, And he proposes to her like 3 months later, I think. So, okay, two shallow people got together and they're going to build their shallow lives together on the basis of she's pretty, he's rich. Sounds like a match made in heaven to me. And that is why I was like, okay, this movie needs to end now because they got together, whatever. And even if he gets injured, which I knew was going to happen, I do not want to see him end up with Queen Latifah, which he does. So Queen Latifah becomes his physical therapist. She helps him get back into playing shape. He is so grateful that he fixes her car up. They have a little bit of chemistry and then they smash. And what pissed me off about all of this is that it's like they get along, they can have conversation, all of these things. And we don't see any of that with him and Paula Patton. Like they're showing us how shallow his and Paula Patton's relationship is by how fast it moves, and we don't see anything of substance between the two. It's just she looks good and he's rich. And that to me, again, that shows that he's not a good partner. Like he's willing to marry somebody on the basis of, wow, she's pretty. Like, come on. Queen Latifah deserved better than that in this movie. So anyway, this man gets back into playing shape, and after the day after him and Queen Latifah smash, guess who shows up at the door? Talking about I love you. I mean, you got to hand it to her. She is pretty direct about what she wants and what she's about. You got to hand that to her at least. And so Common kind of is like, but he takes her back. Queen Latifah gets mad. She starts painting her house with her dad. Then the calls start coming in and different teams want to hire her because she's just such a great physical therapist. And now she's, got some really good options for really good jobs working for the NBA. Then, of course, guess who comes back and realizes that he is just in love with Queen Latifah and disgusted by the woman that he was literally about to marry 3 seconds before he got injured. This piece of shite. They wrap it up pretty quick. He shows up after she leaves a job interview with the 76ers. And it's not even really an interview. They're like, we want you. And she's like, give me a day or two. She goes outside. Common is outside. The thing that kills me is that he's just like, yeah, I know you love me and I love you and blah, blah, blah. And like, we need to be together. And so she turns around like she's about to make a call. And then I thought she was going to pull out a pew-pew. To be honest, I thought she was gonna pull out a pew pew. I was disappointed. It was a phone. She makes a call to the Jets accepting their offer, or Nets. I'm so sorry, the Nets. She makes a call to the Nets accepting their offer for employment of being the physical therapist for their team, which is the team that he plays for. And that's that. They kiss. There's no chemistry, and I think that's the end of the movie. Oh wait, no. The end of the movie is she's at one of his games. He lost, but he's happy because he has her. Yeah, throw this whole movie in the trash. F that. Queen Latifah should have been dating the entire time, and she should have just used this dude for his, because he was shallow, and I feel like the whole movie was kind of like doing that thing where every like guy's fantasy of crapping on an attracted, like a woman that they consider too attractive for her own good. Like, how dare this woman be a gold digger? Like, how dare this man be trying to marry somebody just because they look good? You know what I mean? It's the same deal. I think him and Paula Patton deserved each other. And Queen Latifah deserved way better than both of them. And I will never, ever in a million years believe that a woman who looks like Queen Latifah would not be able to find somebody who will want to, find her attractive. Not to say find her attractive, but like her personality in this movie, on top of the fact that she is a very attractive woman. Like, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. That woman would have been locked down immediately. She would have been fine. It was entertaining, though. I will give it that. Very entertaining. Okay, I do get what you're saying. One attractive woman being overlooked for another attractive woman. But this is what I mean when I talk about how women are just put into these very oversimplified categories of bad and good. Queen Latifah is the good woman and Paula Patton is the awful gold digger. But of course, Common got tricked by Paula Patton. Who wouldn't? She's gorgeous and she was lying to him up front about what her priorities were. This is all part of that Build-A-Bear propaganda. Because one of the subliminal messages of this movie is that Queen Latifah is constantly doing things for Common. Like, the moment he meets her, she is helping him.
Miss Leslie. Let me call you back. Leslie, right? That's Leslie Wright with a W. These cars usually don't have a button. You might want to spin it around.
Okay, Leslie Wright.
Smells like it's fresh off the assembly line.
She is fully invested in him from the get-go. She takes an interest in him. She learns things about him that helps her god sister get with him, because the information that she has, she doesn't use for evil. And that's another thing that was kind of pissing me off about this movie. Paula Patton's character was smart. And before y'all go after me, I'm not saying that she's smart because she's a gold digger. I'm saying she's smart because she was very clear in her objectives. Her objective was to get a wealthy man to get what she wanted out of life, and she played him like a fiddle.
Yeah, you went on to it? Yeah. I mean, a volunteer from a shelter? Well, you said he was different, so I gave him different. The girl next door. The girl will be living in this big-ass house. I'm bagging this one girl. I can feel it. Wait a minute. You didn't even give me your number when he asked you for it. Yeah, which is probably the first time a woman's done that to him since he got to the NBA. Trust me, I'll be hearing from him.
He wanted different, so I gave him different. Yeah, girl, I'll be hearing from him. This is an intelligent woman. She is supposed to be a prop. She's a tool for this man. That's what she's supposed to be doing. She's supposed to be in her masculine energy. And what that means is that she is to be used. She is not to be anything sentient. That man would not have been so easy to play had he thought she really was a person of substance, because clearly he just was like, oh, she's pretty, let me ask her out. Bacon, bacon, bacon. Like he's bacon, bacon, bacon in front of Queen Latifah. He proposes to this woman in front of Queen Latifah. He gets dumped by this woman in front of Queen Latifah, and Queen Latifah still, all the way up to that point, never is clear on her objectives with him. She lies to herself this whole movie about whether she really wants this man or not. She's got to wait for this man to finish being put through every cycle in the wash before he has the bright idea of, hey, you know, maybe there's some chemistry between me and this woman that's right in front of me. Yeah, when you compare these two characters, this woman is smart because she knows exactly what she wants, and she's getting to the point about it. She understands that it's a transaction. Queen Latifah does not understand that it's a transaction. I mean, there's a point in the movie where the man has to say, is this part of your job? And she's like, oh, no. And he's like, then just do your job. Anyway, Paula Patton's character was very aware of the transactional nature. She knew that she was doing something for him. Queen Latifah was doing something for Common as well. And this is part of that propaganda where it's like, if you do something for me, it's going to pay off for you big time. So Queen Latifah being a really good physical therapist and helping Common and being his cheerleader and just, you know, counselor, and that helped him to get back on his feet, literally, and get back on the basketball court. And in turn, she was able to get a job as a physical therapist working for the NBA. So it paid off for her. That's the propaganda right there. All you got to do is just be in your servant energy and, you know, it'll pay off, blah, blah, blah. Although they tried to make Paula Patton's character out to be worthless, she played the situation like the transaction that it was, because she recognized her value, which is another thing in this movie that I noticed that they were like making it seem like it was a bad thing.
Yeah, right, perfect. Here she comes now, the most beautiful woman in the world. Let's ask her. Hi. Hey. Sorry, I'm late, guys.
Here she is, the worst woman in the world, the most superficial woman in the world, walking in right after the good woman, the woman of substance, is being handed books. She walks in with shopping bags because that's just how deep she is. She's just like, it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't so cartoonish. There's no question what Paula Patton's character would have done for Common. She's typically what the guys want. And remember what I said about men in their committees. They were checking her out immediately. This scene was not reserved for Queen Latifah. This scene was reserved for when Queen Latifah and Paula Patton walked out of there. She's wearing a uniform. She's, you know, thin. She's lighter complexion. So, you know, she's wearing the uniform and the committee approves. She even asks after this scene if he watched her as she walked out. Like, she knows what she's doing, and that was the problem, is that she knew what she was doing.
Can I start you off with something to drink? More than
Champagne.
Dom Perignon, Cristal.
Oh, no. What are your sakes?
I suggest our Honjozo.
That might be nice. And your Junmais?
You have a great Daiginjo.
Is that the one with the melon?
Melon, honeysuckle fragrance, and a rich texture. Superb.
Then the Daijingo is.
That is a woman who knows what she wants. And that is like one of the worst things that you can do in front of a man is know what you want and go after it. Like he's disgusted by the way she just ordered. Worst crime that Paula Patton committed in this movie is that she went back to this guy. If you do a man dirty, you do not go back. Don't. You just don't. So she went back to this man and he's gonna do his big one now. He's gonna do his big one. Look at his face. He read the script and he's like, I can't wait to do my big one. And this is literally when he first meets her. This is that's how bad Common's acting is. That he already has the face of disgust because he can't wait to treat this attractive woman badly because he's already disgusted. He read the whole script. Whole movie is propaganda. Bad woman, good woman, archetype propaganda. The man is always neutral. The entire movie, Queen Latifah does not come up with a thought of her own. The only time she even engages with Common on some romantic stuff is when he initiates, when he figures it out. He gets to the end of the movie, he sees Queen Latifah, and he says, I know you want me. Like, oh, make it stop. Make it stop. Somebody did point out that they liked the relationship that Queen Latifah had with her dad, and that is one good thing that I can say about the movie. I thought that was nice. But yeah, throw it away. Throw it in the trash. This is not love. This is propaganda.